Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends. In this video, we're going to be going over how to effectively use your space in Monster Legends to maximize your gold production and to maximize the space. So this is a video that's been requested for a long time. I've always avoided this video because, to be completely honest, I don't feel like I have the best example of utilizing my space. I could be doing way better, but in this video I'm going to still be talking about how to use your space effectively. Now, in order to do that, we first need to discuss the fact that there are different habitats, and each habitat essentially has a different amount of size. So when you click on a habitat, for example, and you drag it around, you'll notice there are those grid lines. If we count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This legendary habitat is a 6x6, so it takes 36 little squares essentially. So I'll put that back right there. If we compare that to, for example, this nature habitat right here, look, this nature habitat is only a 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's only legendary and mythic that are 6x6. Everything else is a 5x5. Let's see mythic real quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, it's a 6x6. So legendary and mythic habitats are 6x6. And everything else is essentially a 5x5. So that's one thing you need to understand, the different size in the habitats. The other thing we need to go over are these boosts. There are different boosts for every single element. You can hold up to 4 of them. So what the earth boost does, if you read the information, this boost helps your earth monsters harvest gold more effectively. Any of your earth monsters placed close to the earth boost will experience higher gold production. So this is super important so you can get more gold. So for example, if I click on this monster right here, who is next to the gold boost, he gets plus 40% boost. Now I imagine each of these is 10%. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 10%. If I was to store one, let me put one away in my storage. If I click on my monster now it's plus 30%. So the gold boosts are super helpful in increasing your gold production. Now obviously, as you can see, I am not using these to the best of their potential. Because if you click on a boost, they have a certain radius. And you can't really see it that well right there. Okay, right here. See, it has this circular radius. So, you need to be able... See, if I put this in the corner right here, and if I was to have an earth monster, let's see if it would reach. If I move my monster, and let me move him over here, I think it would still reach. Yeah, he's plus 10. But if it was a little further away, it would not reach. So... it's all about effectively placing your boosts. Watch, if it's over here, now it doesn't reach the monster, and now I'm missing out on a 10% boost per minute, which is an extra, it's 305 right now, so an extra 10%, that's an extra 30. If I have 4, that's an extra 120 per minute. If you're wondering how people get a lot of gold during the Gold Fear event, it's because they have effectively placed their monsters and their habitats and their boosts in a way that they can maximize gold production. So what we're going to be going over in this video is how to do that. Now, the best way, in my personal opinion, is you have to ignore this section right here called decor. There is absolutely no decor that you're going to need. Sometimes I'll click on habitats and they have so many flags and so many pavings and so many random decor. You honestly need zero decor. If you look through any of my accounts, I don't place any decor, with the exception of occasionally here on these little floating islands where you can afford to put stuff. But other than that, I put no decor whatsoever. Like, everything else is just habitats. And actually, we'll even transition, and I'll show you my other accounts. Watch, here is my brand new level 30 account. Check it out. A bunch of Panikin farms in the middle, and you look around, there are no random trees, there are no random habitats, okay? It is all, or no random decor. It is all habitats all the time. So with that being said, that's got to be your first thing. I'm sorry, no decor. You can still make your place look pretty, don't get me wrong. Because once you set it up and positioned everything correctly, if you have space for a tree or for whatever you want, totally go for it. If you want to put a statue, a monster flag, go for it. But no decor is my #1 tip. And then it really is just about, honestly, in my personal opinion, this is all I do. I get a habitat and it's like, let me put it in the corner. And then let me put the other one touching. And that's why all of mine are right next to each other. And in my personal opinion, that looks really nice. I don't need to separate it with like trees in between every habitat or anything. I like putting them next to each other just like that. And personally, because this is the main island, this is the island that shows when you first enter the game, I like to showcase my temples So my temples, I put them right here on the main island. If I wanted to, I can put them somewhere else. They actually fit in these mini floating islands. But I like to, this is the way I like to do mine. I have all of my habitats here. And if you're starting the game off, this should all be nature habitats and all panikin farming. Once you have legendary monsters and legendary habitats, you can start putting them there. Once you have mythic monsters, you can start replacing this with mythic monsters. But at the start, it is going to be a lot of nature habitats. That's why when you look at my brand new account, look at all those panikins, right? And going back to this, again, I personally like to showcase my temples. That's why they're all right here. So you don't need to do that. If you want to put them elsewhere, that's probably more efficient. But this is just for aesthetics, what I like to do. And then when it comes to picking the other habitats, what you're going to find, or the other islands, what you're going to find is just there's certain number of legendary habitats that they can occupy. And then essentially sometimes you can fit like a random habitat. So like this one, for example, can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't matter how you arrange those 6 legendary habitats. This island can only hold 6 legendary habitats. And then I was still able to find a random normal habitat. So this is useful for holding particular monsters. So as you can see, there's that. This one over here, this can hold a ton of legendary habitats, and you can actually orient it in a way where you can actually put the boosts in a way where they're effective. Actually, let me show you this account. This is my secondary account. The way I use this one is it's filled with a lot of legendary habitats, and then up here was able to hold earth habitats, and I just liked it because it's like an earth theme. As you can see, right, like you can kind of theme it out, so then I can put a lot of earth boosts right here. So it's ultimately up to you how you want to go about it. But yeah, I don't think it's that complicated in terms of utilizing your space. It's don't buy decor and just stack everything next to each other. That is the most effective way to go about it. One of your islands should also be, personally, it should be only devoted to farms, okay? Nothing else. Do not, oh my gosh, so sometimes I'll play on people's accounts and their farms are so hard to find. There's gonna be one like in the top right corner, then in the bottom corner, and then one here, and then there's 2 scattered there. It is so tough. Don't do that to yourself. You know how easy it is to put your farms next to each other, so you can literally just click and collect everything and then press repeat just like that without having to go looking for them? So there's 2 places where I like to put the farms. On my main account, I have all of my farms right here, right? It's the second island you ever get. On my baby accounts, I actually like it a lot more where I was able to put the farm, and that's right here, diagonal to the island. I just feel like this flows a lot more naturally. I feel like I like it more. So if you have the option, definitely go with this island right here. I think it makes a lot more sense than this one here. But honestly, it doesn't really matter where you do it. Again, on the main account, it's right here. And if you do decide to put your food farm here, I also think this is a really good place to put your breeding mountain and your ultra breeding tree. You should have them together along with the monster vault. And the only reason I like that, along with your hatchery, and the only reason I like having all of this very close to each other is because it makes it so easy to hatch and breed. Normally what happens is, and let me see if I have a breeding available right now. Normally what happens is that if you have a breeding far away from like your hatchery, the game will kind of, and maybe this is just a little annoying thing for me, the game will literally move like right here. If this monster was ready to hatch right here and I clicked hatch, the game would have to go all the way to the hatchery. So one of the things I personally like is just to be able to click hatch, and it's just the game just moves here and the monster's there. And then if I need to hatch a monster into my vault, I can literally put it in there. If I need to extract a monster or rank up a monster, I can do it here. So I like having everything right here in this equal vicinity for me just to be able to quickly hatch, quickly put into my vault, extract stuff and everything. I just think it makes a lot more sense. It also really helps for when there's a team race. When there's a team race, what I recommend you do with this island right here, this one in particular, I like to stick it with nature habitats. Right now there's a lot of legendary habitats just because I've been overwhelmed with legendary monsters, but this one I like it to be all nature habitats, and that way when I can grow a Greenazard, a Treezard, a Pandakin, any nature-based monster which you use a lot for in the race, it's all full and it's all close to each other. So that's my advice right there. But once again, let's go back to the boosts. In terms of utilizing the boosts, it's not that hard. The way you see this account, this is not effective, right? This boost should be somewhere here in the middle. Right here, I should move everything around so that it's in the middle. It maximizes the most amount of space, and monsters are getting that bonus. And you will notice I do have a lot of fire monsters within the vicinity of the boost, because I used to have it organized, but then we got flooded with monsters, and The one thing I don't like is that there's no easy way to rearrange everything. I wish I could rearrange everything. That's why everything is randomly placed. That's why I have random boosts. So what I did one time is that I put all of my boosts in storage, and then when I started taking them out, I thought it was going to be so easy to take them out. It turned out to be super hard to watch, because when I click on here and I use the boost and I press OK, alright, so now it's there. If I go to the storage again, you would think that when I put the next boost it would be right next to it. Oh, I can't add, oh, what the heck, I guess I have extra of that one. So you would think that the boost would be next to it. Sometimes it'll be in a whole completely different location. You cannot add any more buildings. Oh, that's so weird. Why do I have so many? But anyways, yeah, like, it essentially ended up scattering my boosts and everything, and that's why everything is all randomly placed now. It's so annoying. So I wish, like, let's say I wanted to move this legendary habitat, I would somehow have to find a way to put this somewhere, move it somewhere, so that then there's that open space and then I can move somewhere. Or I would have to move my monsters into my storage and then, or into the vault, and then I could put this legendary habitat in storage and then I can move stuff around. It is so hard to move stuff around. So hopefully in the future, if you're watching this video in the future, hopefully by then SocialPoint has found a way for you to rearrange everything without having to go through the struggle of storing stuff away and making room, because it is a struggle. Like this is the reason I don't organize. But going back to boosts, again, it's really not that hard. What you do is you just maximize everything around a boost. The best example I can show you is on my baby account right here. So obviously this is a terrible habitat, right? And again, what I was doing in this habitat was, or in this account was, I was building all of my boosts, so my booster builded, but then I got so overwhelmed where I'm like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. So that's why that looks like that. But look, this is a good example. I have a lot of earth monsters, right? All those Rockantiums. I was doing Rockantium breedings for legendary gold farming. And then what do I have in the middle? Well, I have a ton of earth boosts. So then all of these earth monsters are getting that advantage. Awesome, right? So I know I told you that I like to have my breeding tree in my cave there. And then for races, I put nature habitats. But this is essentially how an effective boost looks. You have legendary habitats surrounding it, or mythic habitats if you're watching this in the future, right? You have a bunch of habitats surrounding it with your monsters that produce a lot of gold. You're boosting them with boosts. The monsters that you don't utilize, they should realistically be holding team gold runes, right? Level 3 team gold, and then you produce even more gold, and your whole team benefits. And that's how you should be doing it. This one right here I really love. You can hold 10 legendary habitats. However, there's no space for boosts. So this is where you can put your oddity monsters. And yeah, this one can hold 4. I'll actually show you guys a guide that kind of goes through it better and does an example. But yeah, don't make it harder than it has to be. It's literally put as many legendary habitats as you can close together, and do leave a space in the middle and maximize the boosts. So the boost should always go somewhere where they reach the biggest number of habitats, right? So if I had a bunch of thunder monsters, I would put all of my thunder monsters within the surrounding area of this boost, so that, check out this monster, plus 30%. So that's all you really have to do. Again, don't focus on getting decor. You don't need decor. And that's essentially it. So let me show you guys a really amazing guide. This is from the SocialPoint forum. If you want to follow along, there's going to be a link in the description for this forum, because it is amazing. Alright, so check it out. The main island. This is the biggest island where we put our biggest farm. The biggest legend farm I have ever seen and successfully copied is 10 legendary habitats fully boosted. So this is kind of how the layout should look, and there's a picture right there of how that looks. So look at all of those legendary habitats, all of those Thorders, and look at those look at all those Thorders, even Vatamagma up there with the fire boost. So that's awesome. Look at that picture right there, nature and earth. So again, you can get up to 10 legendary habitats all fully boosted. And look, this one even has some decor. So that's one way you can go about it. Again, if you look at my game, I just like to stack all the legendary habitats. I don't necessarily care if they're fully boosted or not. The second island, this is where I keep my tomatoes on my main account. And look, this one can hold up to 6 legendary habitats, and they're all fully boosted. Or you can do a mixture if you want, right, of non-legendary and legendary. But I'm assuming that when you guys are playing, you're slowly building your mythic legendary farms, your mythic farms and your legendary farms. So that's how it'll look like. Here's another island that can hold 6. This is the one I talked about actually earlier. Once again, all those Watermagmas being boosted, and you can even hold a fire habitat or whatever it may be. There's dark monsters being dark boosted in a dark habitat. So you can essentially do it however you want like that. Here is this island that has 2 minis. So it can hold 4 legendary on top and 4 on the bottom. So for example, light and dark, right? That's pretty cool. So look at all those light monsters being boosted, all those dark monsters being boosted. And yeah, so this is a really good one, kind of really good guy showcasing everything. This is the weird island where on my second account, this is where I keep all of my food. And let's go down, see all the weird combinations, and look, that's how it looks like. That's how my account is with all the food. So that's one thing you can utilize there. And so as you can see, this is a really good guide on space, but it's not that hard. You don't have to make it harder than it is. So I will leave a link in the description to this if you want to follow this formula. This formula is incredible. Or if you just want to go through the way I go about it, I pretty much, again, I literally just put stuff next to each other. And that's it. Again, I am not currently getting the most out of it just because it is so darn hard to reorganize everything without spending like hours. Like literally, if I wanted to reorganize everything, I would have to make space to where I can move one by one, and I do not want to do that. So I would love a mode where we could just take everything back and then rearrange it however we want, because then I would be maximizing my gold production and everything. Fortunately, I'm in the situation where I don't need to do that. But for those of you that are coming up playing the game, yeah, you want to be smart about how you arrange. So for example, if I show you my level 36 account, check it out. I'm going to zoom in and look, there is that fire habitat right here in the middle. And look, I can hold even more fire habitats. Sorry, fire habitats, fire boosts. So all of these Pandikins that are right next to it, plus 10% boost. And if I put a nature one as well, so if I want to, I can maybe space this out more so I can fit 8. They're going to be boosted with fire and with nature, and they're going to have so much gold production. So this island is a good representation of how you should be building out. And then, like I said, eventually, right now I have my farms here, but eventually I could probably put it on this one. But yeah, that's really all there is to space and utilizing space in Monster Legends. It's not that difficult. It's just stay away from decor, put your farms next to each other, and utilize the boosts whenever possible. Now, what I will say is for a brand new account, the reason I haven't invested in the boosts is because they take like a day to build, and that is a lot of time when I am busy trying to clear everything up and getting my legendary farms and getting my legendary habitats and my mythic habitats. Like there's still all of this stuff I gotta clear, so I haven't focused too much on the boosts. I'm logged into the game enough where I can collect gold from my Pandikins, so I'm good. But yeah, guys, hopefully this video was helpful. Definitely check out the forum if you just want to do like some copy-paste formula, and you're going to be good to go. So with that being said, please let me know what you guys thought about this video. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.